Earlier today, Twitch announced that they've received a sudden influx of DMCA takedown requests for clips containing copyright background music between years of 2017 and 2019. And as a result, they've asked streamers to remove any clips from their channels that contain copyright background music. So this is a move to not only protect us as streamers, but to protect Twitch themselves too. Twitch has always had rules surrounding the use of copyright music, basically don't play music you don't own the rights to, but they never really took preventative measures to stop this from happening. And even now, it's only reacting to DMCA requests, and it's doing so by putting the responsibility into the hands of us streamers, rather than proactively stopping this from happening in the first place. If you've been following YouTubers like Harris Heller and Devin Nash, you should be informed enough to know that something like this was always going to happen and it was always coming, and hopefully you've begun taking your own measures beforehand. For example, in my streams and my content, I've sought to only use copyright-free music in all the music that I've used, and I've been doing that consistently for the past 2 months. And thankfully, because I'm still a new and small streamer, I haven't had to go through a huge back catalogue of content to sift through and try to fix. So from my perspective, I'm quite fortunate there. Unfortunately, there are going to be streamers out there whose entire stream themes are going to be disrupted by this news. People who have music game based streams, for example, will have to completely rework how they deliver content to their audience in the future. But for people like me and those of us who simply have music in the background of our streams, what copyright free music options are out there for us to add to our streams? Hi, I'm Tom, also known as BritGuy, and in today's video I'm going to be taking you through my pick of the top playlists, platforms, and services out there, so you can play your music in your streams and your YouTube videos without fear of DMCA takedowns. Away from this specific theme of content, I usually cover ideas around building your ideal stream life balance, really looking at what it means to be a streamer with real life obligations and tackling those themes and how you manage the day-to-day. If you like the sound of that kind of content and you enjoyed today's video, then feel free to subscribe to this channel, and if you want to see more of me, you can find me on Twitch streaming on Tuesdays and Saturdays. You can find the links to everything in the description below. So I've arranged this video into 3 categories. There's copyright-free music from the big tech companies, Facebook, Amazon, and YouTube. There's music that is ideal for streamers, and then there's the best of the rest, really, already established websites that all do fairly similar things. So before I get into them, I really want to make it clear that you shouldn't have any problem with any of these services. And what I mean by that is you can really freely use the one that is your own personal preference. I'll go through the pros and cons of each service and why you might want to use one over another. But of course, laws and services and rules and terms and conditions can change. So it may be that events like these even cause more change or accelerate the change that's already happening. So make sure you do your own research, look at the T's and C's yourselves, and make sure that you're fully informed of the choice you're making before you commit to it. And with all of these recommendations, your mileage may vary. So first of all, we're going to start with the big tech companies. These are the copyright-free music streaming services provided by YouTube, Amazon, and Facebook. We're going to start off with YouTube here, which has their own audio library with a very large catalogue of music and sound effects that you can freely browse, play, and download for use in your own stream and videos. Its search tool up here enables you to find specific genres of music that take your pick. So for example, if we wanted to find metal style music, we can see here we've got a nice little playlist of metal music here. As you can see, the songs can vary in length, so you've got like 1 minute songs here all the way down to 9 seconds here and then some I've seen that can be even longer than 15 minutes. All in all, this service really contains everything that you need, but it's going to take time to build your own playlist for exactly what you want on your stream, as you'll have to find all your own music yourself, download it over here, and then set it up in the playlist in your own media library. So just bear that in mind. You can download everything free of charge, but it's going to take some time to first find the music and second build up that playlist. Next up, we've got Amazon royalty-free music here. They've got nearly 1,000 royalty-free songs in their library. However, the unfortunate thing is, I guess when you compare it to YouTube, is that many of them are paid, as you can see here, 99p for me. But some of them, if I scroll through, are actually free of charge if you have Amazon Prime. So bear that in mind as well. It's not all bad. You can get some for free if you already have Prime membership. In terms of usability, I find this one lacks over something like YouTube. I'm not particularly inclined to search through things on this website, so it may suffer from issues around discoverability of finding the exact tracks that you're looking for. And in the same way that YouTube works, you have to find the music, you have to download it, and then you have to build your own playlist. And so it's not really anywhere near as intuitive as YouTube. And due to the payment options as well, I'd probably recommend YouTube over using something like Amazon. The only other thing that Amazon really does have going for it is that Amazon owns Twitch, so hopefully they can find a way to integrate something like this with Twitch as a result of these events, and perhaps they can create something that's a sustainable long-term solution for us streamers. I wouldn't hold out for that particularly, especially for right now, because I imagine this will take a lot of time to implement, and because of that I really can't build a case at the moment for using something like Amazon over YouTube. But you know, if Amazon's something you want to stick to, then by all means go for it. You can't really go wrong. The next option we have here is Facebook Sound Collection, which before I started doing my research was something I knew absolutely nothing about and really didn't expect a service like this from Facebook. Sadly, the audio here can only be used for content on Facebook's platform. The only way you'd be able to get this content out to third-party websites is if you're using it as a link that takes people back to Facebook. So this means we can't really stream to Twitch or create YouTube videos with this music. But if your content's based primarily on Facebook, either through Facebook Gaming or just Facebook videos and content creation on Facebook, then this could well be a solid option for you. There's over 7,000 tracks, as you can see right here, 7,300 tracks. And they also have a decent library of over 1,700 sound effects. So they're all very searchable here as well. I find the search here is a lot more intuitive than YouTube's and Amazon's. You can search by not just genres, but by moods as well. And you can scroll through and get an idea of what it is, what kind of music you're looking for, different level of durations, and whether they have vocals, no vocals, male and female vocals, just male only, female only. There's really a lot here to choose from. So really for me, if it wasn't for their restrictive terms of use, this would easily be my pick of the big three tech companies that I've mentioned so far. But because of that restriction that you can only use it on their platform, so far the pick for me has to be YouTube Music. But we're going to go on to some other solutions now, which I think are even better than those three. So let's get on it. So next up, I'm going to go through some services that have been specifically built for streamers and YouTube and other forms of content creators. The first one I want to start with is actually this one here, Stream Beats by Harris Heller, and it's one that I use myself. Harris, if you haven't heard of him, and if you're watching my kind of videos, you probably already have, but if you haven't, he's been in the music, media, and entertainment industry for quite a while now. And today what he does is he spends the majority of his time supporting streamers and content creators with practical advice and guidance on how they can take their content to the next level. I often find his recommendations are probably more aspirational and generally geared towards the top end of what's possible, but still, there's nothing wrong with having someone like what content he produces as something to aspire to as streamers. And the reason I give you this context is because Harris has specifically created stream beats for streamers who want to avoid DMCA takedowns like we're experiencing right now, and he's really pulled out all the stops when it comes to this playlist he's created. All the music is owned by Harris, so you don't have to worry about him trying to claim copyright, I hope. But all the music is available on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube, and if you join his Discord using this link here, again, I can provide the link in the description. All links for everything I'm sharing today will be in the description. Then you can actually download the sound files directly from Discord. And that's actually what I do, because I'm not affiliated or don't use any particular I guess, streaming platform, I find it easier for me just to download the songs and then play them from my Windows Media Player. So really, he literally could not have done more to make a more accessible and more suitable product to protect streamers from DMCA takedowns. And the best bit is he's still adding new tracks and new music. So if we go to his main profile page, you can see here he's released his next album early. And each album as well, is probably worth saying, has 30 tracks. They're around 1 to 3 minutes in length, and I think with the introduction of this new album, you're looking at around 3.5 hours worth of music there. So that's a good amount for any stream or any kind of YouTube video. And if you're listening carefully, you'll hear one of his tracks as the background music for this video. So there's that. Listen to it and see what you think. Next up here we have Pretzel, which is a DMCA-safe music platform that also comes with its own player. You can download it for your PC or potentially for Mac, I'm not actually sure, but you can also play it in the browser as well. And their particular catalogue is constantly updated. Let's see if we can get it loaded up here. I'm sure we can just click, stream instantly from the browser. So yeah, you've got this, you're encouraged to sign up. I haven't done that yet. Probably will do in the future because this is looking like a really good platform, but it has a really large catalog. It's constantly updated, and unlike the big tech platforms, the staff here actually provide playlists and some kind of curation of the music that they're putting onto the platform. You can see here it's curated for live streaming here. So the other good thing about this as well is that it's able to integrate directly with Twitch, including Twitch extensions and Streamlabs as well. So if integrations are your kind of thing, then this may well be the platform for you. In fact, I'm probably going to try this out myself and see how I can get the integrations going. The other thing to bear in mind is that all of its tracks are completely free out of the box, but they do have a premium option too, which is $5 per month, about £3-4 in the UK a month, and that allows you to support the musicians primarily. And if you do go free, the only other thing you have to bear in mind is that you have to attribute Pretzel in your chat. I'm not sure exactly how that works. I haven't looked into the finer details of that. But if you do pay the £5 a month, $5 a month, which is, let's face it, cheaper than Spotify, you don't have to worry about that attribution, and then you're supporting the musicians as well. So that's all good. And overall, like I say, I think this is a great tool and one that I'm going to definitely look into using for my own live streaming moving forward. Monstercat is another service that's aimed directly at streamers and content creators, and unlike the other services that I've mentioned in this section, this one is strictly paid for if you want to use any of their music in monetized content. The pricing for that, as you can see here, is $5 a month, which is again similar to Pretzel and still quite cheap and affordable. And this enables you to download their tracks if you don't use a particular music player, but if you don't mind using another music player, they have their own here. And it looks like at the bottom here, they're also on SoundCloud, Apple Music, and Deezer too. And similar to Pretzel, the perks really are that you're able to support the artists that contribute to Monstercat, as well as being able to freely download the music that you choose. And then another person that you might want to keep in mind is Andrew Griffin here. This one's a bit of left field, I'd say. He's crafted an album of 10 lo-fi or chill hop tracks, as he likes to call them, that he is specifically encouraging people to use on YouTube and Twitch and other platforms for absolutely free, as you can see by his post here in Twitch Reddit. So although he hasn't released much yet, it's just the 10 tracks, he's already planning to work on 3 more albums, as you can see here, all in the same genre. So if you like his first 10, then stay on the lookout for what he does next. And at the moment, I'd say this is probably the perfect way to just build up a library of your own tracks and add this to a playlist that you've already built up yourself. Obviously, you're not going to be able to create a massive playlist or catalog yourself just on his tracks alone, but they're the perfect addition to other songs that you already have that are copyright free. And the other thing to bear in mind is that his music is all available, just like Harris Heller's, on Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music, Amazon Music, iTunes, and Google Play as well. So for streaming platforms with Andrew Griffin here, you're absolutely covered. And finally, I'm going to go through some services that I consider to be the best of the rest. These are platforms that aren't made specifically for streamers or content creators, but they still function very well as music platforms themselves. And the first one I want to introduce you to is Epidemic Sounds here. As you can see, it's been trusted by some very large brands. So for streamers like us, hopefully we shouldn't have any issues. And it's got over 30,000 tracks available for us to use and listen to. Loads of albums, as you can see here. And these are all very searchable too. So they've got 30,000 tracks and I think something like 60,000 sound effects. So if you're looking at creating more, I guess, edited YouTube videos or sound effects for your stream, then this could be a great platform for you. For us in the UK, the other thing to bear in mind is the pricing, where we can find it right here. In the UK, the pricing is a little bit more expensive than the other platforms I mentioned, but still at just £10 a month, it's about the same price as a Spotify account. And if you pay for it on a yearly basis, then it goes down to about £8 a month. So it's not a massive drop, but it's still something. And like I say, they have a large array of categories and tracks are available for download. Or you could just play them through the albums themselves as well, so that's all cool. But you can see here they have very large list of categories. And the sorting isn't particularly good, but categories are still really nice as well. And then the other thing to bear in mind is that some of these tracks are also available on... I'm not going to play any of these, I hope. Yeah, some of these are also available on Spotify as well and other streaming services. So bear that in mind as well. Got some extra nifty little stats here like beats per minute, if that interests you. And then the final platform I want to share with you is one called Artlist. It works very similarly to Epidemic Sounds, and the only real difference is that it has different pricing tiers. So we can probably just jump straight into that now if we can find it. Looks like it's not on this page. It's up here. It's in this little top right corner here. Yeah, you can see here, so they have different pricing tiers based on if you want only music or only sound effects, or if you want music and sound effects combined, then that's the price per month. And the thing to bear in mind here is that it is on the pricier end, at least what I'd say compared to the other platforms. And with this one in particular, the subscription is billed annually, so although it has prices per month, the actual price is what you pay annually. So really, if you're looking for music specifically, it's $200 a year, and you need to have that cash up front and in your bank account before you actually commit to this platform. Otherwise, the subscription won't go through. Still, you can still check out previews of the songs. So you've got some songs here that you can check out. You can also start for free and have a bit of a trial and at least check out some of the songs and the tracks that they have before you decide whether or not to take the plunge. So the other thing as well is that there's also loads of filtering options. There's some curation here by staff. You've got tempos, you've got duration, you've got themes, genres, instruments as well, moods. There's really a lot of filtering here. So if you're looking for something that's perhaps more complete than the others, dare I say, it does feel quite complete just with all the curation and the searching, then and something that's maybe a bit more professional, a bit more premium, then this might be something that you're looking for. So that's something to bear in mind. So that should give you a starting point to work with when deciding how you move forward with your streams or your channel's background music. There are dozens more services out there, but the ones I've highlighted are the ones that stood out the most to me in terms of the functionality and the service that they offer, as well as the pricing. But if there are any other platforms that you'd recommend, anything that you use already, then feel free to let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what it is that you're using at the moment. And of course, if this video helped you, then feel free to like it and let people know you enjoyed it, and share it with your fellow content creator as well. Let them know that there are resources out there like this that will help them stay away from DMCA takedown requests. Remember, I post content just like this and how to build your ultimate stream-life balance. So if that's the kind of thing that interests you, then feel free to subscribe to this channel. And if you want to see more of me or have a chat with me elsewhere, then you can catch me on Twitch on Tuesdays and Saturdays as well. Like I said before, all the links to that will be in the description below. So if you want to ask any questions to me directly and have more of a conversation, you can find me on there. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.